That's such an interesting question to me. What is my kid? My kid is my kid, and I love my kid, but whatever genitals they have, whatever identity it is that you're trying to ask about, I don't know, and that's none of your business. My side of the family in particular, they're still pretty religious. They adhere more closely to the gender binary idea that there is a man and there is a woman, and they love Arthur very much, but gender neutral parenting is not something that they are okay with. My name is Melissa. I'm 22. My husband is 25. And our child's name is Arthur, and Arthur is going to be 19 months old tomorrow. I was raised in a really religious household, but after I moved out, my views and belief systems, they started shifting, and that's been a process. But when I was pregnant, my husband and I were both 100% okay with having a child who didn't fit the traditional gender binary or the traditional hetero role. So gender-neutral parenting is an extension of that. We recently changed from using he, him pronouns to they, them pronouns. So we slip up sometimes. It makes it a little bit more difficult when people around us don't use those pronouns. We've done this with daycare, for example. And either they refuse or they ignore it, or they're not really making an effort to respect the way that we want to raise our child. My side of the family in particular, they're still pretty religious. They have never used those pronouns. I have not yet directly asked them to because I hate confrontation, honestly. I don't want to ostracize or isolate members of my family because they refuse to acknowledge the reality of what we've chosen, but at the same time, where do I draw the line? Do I even have the right as a parent to ask them to use specific pronouns for my child? And I don't know what their reaction would be, but I am 100% sure that it would not be a positive one, and it would cause a lot of stress between our families. Whenever they gift things to us, they are always blue. They are always traditionally masculine items. Going and purchasing traditionally feminine items, it's become something very deliberate that we do, but I'm trying to strike a balance. Because we are given all these blue items, right, which is fine. They keep our child warm, they keep them clothed, and that is awesome. But when that's the only option that they have, when they are learning how to express themselves and what they like to wear and what their favorite color is, then that's not okay with me. Clothes, it's the skin that we choose to wear, and we like to let our child choose their own clothes, what they wear in the morning. Sometimes people that I do know, they'll tell me that Arthur will be confused without having a foundation, and what they mean by that is they want us to stress the genitals as our child's identity. Whatever it is that they have in their diaper, that determines who they are as a person. That should determine what pronouns you use and how you treat them. And I don't agree with that, but it just shows a clear lack of understanding on their part of how the gender spectrum actually functions. And I believe that assuming a child is heterosexual or cisgender upon birth, it tends to foster a culture for heterosexual and cisgender identity being normal, and anything outside of those standards to be other or different. And we've seen this evidenced all over the world. That is how examples of how minority groups who don't match certain parameters of the majority are ostracized, feared, shunned, attacked, killed, or their very existence is made illegal. And our approach is, it's a drop in the bucket. It's one child at this point, but we hope that it will have a ripple effect and people will see it and they'll notice and they'll start to ask questions why we do things the way that we do and what the impact of that is on society as a whole and how we raise our kids and who these kids grow up to be, and their empathy and understanding and acceptance and tolerance for people who are different than them. Specifically for my child, I don't want my child to grow up having conscious or unconscious labels or stereotypes or stigmas attached to this is my genital, so it is who I am. Dresses are fine, pink is fine, blue is fine, overalls are fine, dirt is fine, dolls are fine. They'll be able to explore and express gender identity and expression. We want to foster an environment where the potential process of coming out, however they come out, it's not an event, it's a natural progression of self-discovery and development for a child. They'll be who they want to be, not who society tells them they should be or that they have to be.